part 2. Okay, so you guys wanted to ask about the in-text citations, right?
Right.
Yeah, like how many do we need?
Okay, let's put a pin in that, and let me finish my thought about what we're going to do up here, right? So this is our thesis statement and our statement of development, and these are going to be the three points of our 3 body paragraphs, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about lung cancer, and by the way, always talk about these in the same order that they're presented. So if you say lung cancer, heart disease, and death, then that's 1, 2, and 3. And they need to be presented that way throughout the paper. And so here's where we run into the in-text citations, right? Generally speaking, we don't know, we're not medical people, so we don't know enough of what we call common knowledge. So common knowledge is stuff that everybody is supposed to know, or everybody has a reasonable expectation of knowing. But if it's not common knowledge, then we need to put in an in-text citation because we've got to research it, right? We've got to look it up. If we want to say 75% of lung cancer is attributed to cigarette smoking, we've got to tell the reader where that figure came from.
Right.
Yes? Everybody believe me?
Right.
Okay. And we do that with the in-text citation. Now, let me say this. It may not be important. Who's binging at me?
That's me. Sorry.
Okay. It may not be important to put in-text citations into your introductory paragraph, but in each of the body paragraphs, you almost have to, because you don't know enough about the topic to tell the reader what the problems are and what the facts and figures are. So if we were going to do that, let's see, I'm going to open this box up and we'll say, let's go back over here. I think I can do this. Let's see. Okay. So I've made this statement a fact. I've even attached a figure to it. Now, either I made that up or I read it somewhere and I decided to share it because it was important. Now, just between the 3 of us, we all know that I just made that up, right? But if I were writing a paper, I would want to know that fact or figure. I would actually research that. And so,
Right.
do we know how to put in that in-text citation? So we would come into between the last letter and the period and open up our parentheses. And that's our in-text citation. The author of the paper, the last name, and the year it's published inside parentheses, and then the period behind it. It's very important. I get a lot of papers where students aren't sure where to put the period. If the period goes after smoking, it's very difficult to know if Smith 2023 goes with this sentence or the sentence that's going to follow it,
You it
right?
has
It's not
to like
showing up.
yeah, it's not showing up on us.
What?
There you go.
Okay, there it is.
Yay, score. Okay, we got it. Um, so you can see what I'm talking about now, right? We got the parentheses, the
Right.
author's last name, and then let's see if this is a good time to go down here. This is where we use on our reference page, right? It would be Smith TJ 2023 period. Um, Journal of Smoking Medication. What else do I have to have here? DOI dot 10.25 dot 6743. Okay. And I don't know if I can do italics here? That should be italicized, but I don't see an italics option on my whiteboard. Okay. Can you guys remember that that's supposed to be italics? And then this one needs to be, yeah.
But it's still not showing up on this end.
Wait a minute. Boom!
There it goes.
Yay! So what we call the name of, did it go away when I opened that box back up?
Mm.
So this is
No, it's
standard,
done.
right? This is a journal, so that means that this is, should have been this is a journal, so it's an article. So we start with the last name and the initials, followed by the date of publication. Then we have the title and subtitle with sentence form. Autumn, do you remember what sentence form means? Jump in there and help her out, Kimberly.
So the compound?
Close. Think of it as the way we punctuate the title or we capitalize the title and subtitle. Sentence form means we treat each one of these as if it's a separate new sentence. So like writing new sentences, we capitalize the first word and then everything else is in lowercase. And then we get to the colon and we have to capitalize the first word and then everything else is in lowercase. So that's
Wait, if you use a colon, you capitalize afterwards?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the colon acts just like a period, so it starts a new sentence after the colon.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have a period at the end of the second sentence, right? And then we have the name of the smoking medications. That sounds like something you do for recreation on the weekend, doesn't it? Hey, man, you want to hang out and smoke some medications? That should be a blast. No, I just made that up. Journal of smoking medications. All the words in the name of the container are capitalized. And if it's a journal, then the name of the container should be italicized. I wish I could demonstrate that because somebody's going to read this without listening to what I say and they're going to miss that. And then if you have a DOI, you always enclose it. I'm sorry, yeah, include it is what I should have said. So here we have Smith 2023 in the text, right? So I'm telling the reader that this figure came from this source, and then when the reader wants to learn more about it, they go to the reference page and they find Smith 2023, and they can go to that DOI and read all they want to, just read to their little heart's content about what they said about lung cancer and cigarette smoking. So that's the purpose behind doing the in-text citation and the reference page. Now we started with the reference page, and you guys, have y'all done your second shot yet? We did one, and yeah, we did one reference page, and then the next one's called the second shot reference page, where you get to go back and correct everything that I told you on your first one need to be corrected. If you've already done that, it might be in this week's.
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay. So that'd be something you wanna work on. You don't have to do it till, I think it's not due until Sunday, so you got time. But
how do I edit it? Do I just recreate one?
No, just go back to the one that you saved in the Word file, and just open your Word file, open up the assignment, and you may have to go back. Either you can do it one of two ways. You can go back to the module and open the assignment, and when it opens, you should see the little clouds, the little bubbles floating over the page, where it may even show up in yellow. But when you click those little bubbles, it'll show up in yellow, and you'll be able to see what I said about each error on the page. If you don't find it that way, you can go into My Grades and find that assignment in the My Grades and open it up there, and you'll be able to do the same thing.
Okay.
So it'll tell you exactly what needs to be changed and how. Or pretty
Now I
close
have
to
a
exact.
question.
All right, lay it on me.
The abstract, is that is that what you were just doing, the information of the subject?
Okay. Let me say, do we have any questions about what I've got up right here? Because then I'll unshare this and I'll go over to the Purdue OWL and we'll share the abstract information while we talk about it. So anything about this page?
I'm good.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that. And then I'm going to go over here and do Purdue OWL. And let me go ahead and open it up so when I share, okay, now let me come over here and share. That's not, share application, that's where I want to be. All right, you guys seeing the major paper sections for an APA 7 style paper?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of the OWL is still in APA 6, but we're using APA 7. So if you have to fish for APA 7 guidance, go ahead and do that. They'll give you a link wherever it's not presented. But so this gives you the 4 major sections: the title page, the abstract, the main body, and the references. Now we started with the references because we need to learn to do that early on and we need to practice it often. So I started here. The title page is not real complicated, so we're going to save that. We're going to focus on the main body and the abstract. Here's the answer to your question. Let me look down here and see. Yada, yada, yada. There's an example of an abstract page, but we're not going to do an abstract page.
Okay.
On this one. Now here, help me out with this. Are y'all reading along with me?
Trying to.
I'm scrolling
A little
so fast
small.
you can't read. Oh,
It is
is it small? Let's
Yeah.
see. I don't know if I can make it bigger, but here's the thing. Last semester it said in APA 7, there's the timer, that student papers don't require an abstract. And I'm not seeing that this time. But I'm going to stick with it for this paper anyway. Student APA title page, and then APA abstract page. So you're not going to do an abstract until I'll look for better guidance on that to make sure. But I don't want you to worry about an abstract right now. Okay, hold on.